What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles. You were rocking with Lyles Movie Files. I'm not going to do a big setup. What's up, fellas? What's up, little brother?
What up, guys?
What up? What up?
How's it
Jay
going?
King, Gunner. Good to hear from y'all. I'm going to hold off. I'm not going to jump right into it. Let's start off with a little bit of news. The CW is doing a Powerpuff Girls pilot, which apparently is going to look at the girls all grown up.
Live action?
Yes.
Live action. There. Let me break down this pilot for you. The pint-sized superheroes are disillusioned 20-somethings who resent having lost their childhood to crime fighting. Will they agree to reunite now that the world needs them more than ever? Chloe Bennett from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Dove Cameron, also of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Yana Peralt are starring in this show. Is there any reality or world in which you will watch this show?
Never.
No.
Never watch this crap. This looks like Fox Sports 5. This sounds like a joke from an old '90s movie. It sounds like Pulp Fiction, like a pilot that old girl was in Pulp Fiction. Like, no, this is whack.
This is a Mad TV skit.
Yeah, really is.
Yeah.
Not even SNL.
Not
Mad
even
TV.
SNL. It's a Mad TV skit.
Somebody's a drunk, you know what I mean? Or we're going to find out episode 6, one of them tried to kill themselves. You know what I mean?
Got daddy issues.
One got, I mean, you know how CW be, man.
Yeah.
Especially having them disillusioned. It's just like, you know this is going to be a very CW, oh, woe is me, and maybe you'll find by the end of the season they'll find, yay, crime fighting's fun. It's like, no, just whoever.
But how could they do this? Because to take the Powerpuff Girls and make them into a CW show basically scrubs everything that makes the Powerpuff Girls the Powerpuff Girls.
Yes.
And, you know, a live action. Like, I can't do it. I can do it with literally almost everything else. I mean, that thing needs to be a cartoon. It's just the way it is, the narration, the villain, it's everything. It's funny. It's great.
Who's gonna be
You
shit?
can't
You're not gonna
make
laugh
that.
on this one.
I can't. I'm not even gonna. This ain't gonna get past the pilot, dude. It's gonna be like the Caveman show. Like that joint didn't make it past the pilot.
Caveman show. That was a bad idea. That was just a waste of money making a pilot.
Exactly.
I give it to who wanted that was the ad agency that came up with that whole. They won.
They did.
I mean,
they did.
Yeah. If I was an advertiser, that'd be like the thing. Yeah, hell yeah.
Dude, one of the characters we created became a TV show, even if it was for a month.
Right.
And they pulled the plug. Yeah.
That was some Don Draper shit right there.
Right?
Or reality hit in. Hey, this is a bad idea, guys. Maybe we shouldn't do this.
Right.
All right, we're getting a Creed 3, and Michael B. Jordan is doing a little bit of everything with this one. He is also going to star and direct this one. This is going to be his directorial debut. And it's going to come out Thanksgiving 2022, assuming everything is correct for movies by that point. I'm down for Creed 3. I don't really care I don't need to know any details. I feel like this is almost a series that the director doesn't matter. But does this change your enthusiasm one way or the other for the third installment of Creed, fellas?
I think they left themselves a good story of Adonis' story after part 2. It's like, all right, he's revenged his father's death. Sent his father's adversary back to Ukraine in a broken world. It's like he's still got to deal with the child's hearing impairment, and it's like how that dynamic. So, and it's like, and his mom, his family dynamic. So they got a lot of room, and then the boxing stuff. I think they'll be fine.
No, the hell with that. He's got to fight Clubber Lang, son.
You gotta fight. Yeah, that looks like you gotta fight Mr. T's son, man.
He's gotta look at fool, and he gotta be. Hey, Gunner, he's gotta be totally Mr. T.
Oh, God.
Hey, woman. You want a real man. He's got to do full on.
You got to do
I'm
all
fighting
of that,
Lil
man.
Clubber. And he's got to have an emotional. He a champion. He don't run from me.
Javon, when you called him Little Clubber, I feel like he's a rapper now.
And he could be. He could have tats in his face.
Be.
He gonna come out looking like Tekashi and Lil Wayne together.
Oh my God, he could rap. He could do his own rapping as his intro to the
red and yellow mohawk.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
That's exactly.
Oh, that
would
be beautiful.
That would be terrible. Oh, that would be so bad. That would be
I
so
would
bad.
love
No,
that.
I think it'll be fine. I think that's cool. Cause think about it. He's been in every like Ryan Coogler special, like great movie. So he had to have taken some pointers from the brother, right? Like he's been in every. He's been in Fruitvale. He's been in Black Panther. He's been in what's the other one? He was in another one with Ryan.
Creed.
What's the other one up?
Yeah.
The first Creed, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, even his time on The Wire, I'm pretty sure he learned a lot. You know, he's seasoned. He knows how to make a move.
He get it.
Yeah. All right.
I just want that. That's all I need. Lil Clubber.
Lil Clubber. Oh my God.
Yeah, if he's not called Little Clever, I'm going to be upset now. Well, guys, we've reached a point now where victory has been won. The battle against the coronavirus is over. And once again, America is standing tall, victorious. And you can point to the victory by so many things opening back up, including LA movie theaters, Disneyland, and everything else. Disney has already said that they are not moving off of the May 7th release date from Black Widow. It is coming to theaters. You better get ready. How quickly have you guys got your AMC pass renewed as you prepare to get back into the movie theaters in time for the summer season?
You won't see me in the movie until... Yeah.
Just cough in my mouth and get it over with, why don't we?
Right. Like, I'm not thinking about seeing a movie in a movie theater where Bamas were already nasty in the Bama joint-ass movies. Oh, my God. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to, like, the blackest movie theater in the world. You know where I'm going to go? Is that theater still open over in Capitol Heights, over near Marlow Heights?
Yes.
That's not Capitol Heights. That's Marlow Heights.
I'm going to go watch that joint over there. Because I want the coronavirus for sure. Clearly. That place was already nasty, just nasty anyway, just because they don't clean it. So why not go over there as soon as I sit down?
Movie theater.
Catch it. What happened?
I said that's a vintage throwback movie theater. If you want that old school experience, smuggling your great cookie, snickerdoodles, call it a night.
Hell yeah. Yep.
If you want to smuggle in your barbecue chicken meal.
Hell yeah. I'm going to go down the street to that go-go spot, grab it to go, bring my fish up in there, and then sit down in a gum stuck.
I can see you there eating a fried fish sandwich and cabbage.
Hell yeah. Soles of my shoes got all kinds of nastiness on it.
I have delayed this long enough. Actually, no. One more thing.
Okay.
So last week, I had given you guys an assignment that we did not get to because our discussion was too good. So, fellas, I gave you an assignment that I remember. What were 4 comfort movies that you would go to at all points? Now, for me, one of those movies was Coming to America. Now, I'm going to just spoil that part of my list because that is my go-to comedy. If I need to laugh, I go to Coming to America. Not the number 2, but T.O., just in case there is no confusion, because I want to make sure that's very clear. But fellas, what were some of your comfort movies? Javon, I always have you go last. Why don't you go first, shake things up a bit?
It's funny you mentioned Coming to America because Eddie Murphy makes my list actually for one of his movies before Coming to America, and that's Trading Places. I don't care what part of, if I come in on that movie and it's within the last 5 minutes and they're on the yacht and they're feeling good, Lewis, looking good, Billy Ray, I'll still watch that part. I'm tuning in. That is a go-to Christmas movie around here. We quote that religiously. I had to stop one of the girls from saying, "Because you're a big Barry White looking mother, we get off my back." Because we quote that movie. That's in heavy rotation around here. Every Christmas we have to watch Trading Places. So that's one. Two. My list is weird as hell, man. The Last Boy Scout, because I love
Yes.
the
Nothing wrong
dude
with
gonna
that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Friday
Jason.
nights are great. Hey, Jason
sings
up.
it the best. Jason sings that song the freaking best. Jason, please give a rendition.
Come on,
to
Jason,
the
give it to us.
please.
Give it to us.
Friday night's a great night for football. Okay, the reason, honestly, me and Javon used to watch that movie way too much, literally for those parts in Milo. Like, yeah, so.
Yes.
Listen, that joint used to be on when we were kids on like Showtime every
Yes.
day during like
Yes.
the summer of like 92, 93, 94, 95. Like that joint was on all the time on cable, man.
Hey, Gunner, everybody, look. Hey, look, I'm going to tell you how much I watched that movie. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Miss Corey. Riding on the range.
I got my boots.
I've seen that. I've got my hat on. I've got my boots. Dusty. How much of a pervert was that guy, by the way, who sung that damn song? I watched that movie way
hilarious.
too much.
Hey, you know who the DJ was? You know how you recognize the DJ?
Eddie Griffin.
Eddie Griffin.
Come on, man. I watched that movie way too much. The ridiculous scene when his daughter brings him furry Tom. Oh, come on, man. I love how bad that movie is.
How y'all not know there was a gun up in the pup? Okay.
Where did a little girl with a puppet come from? It goes right to Holland's neck and says, "Hey, mister, can you make my dog talk?"
And they've been casing his house. They know who the hell his daughter is. How one of them just be like, "Hey, you know what? That's his daughter."
Hey, listen, that's why they're goons, Gunner, and not leaders like Milo.
Right.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Hi, Joseph.
All right, what else is on your list?
Oh, man. Aliens. I will watch Aliens anytime. Don't care. And this was hard to narrow down.
Not a bad call.
Yeah. And last but not least, First Blood. First Blood is the granddaddy of modern action films to me. It's been on heavy rotation the last 2 months on Showtime, and I was so happy because I couldn't find a DVD copy that's HD or 4K. I've been looking around. I wasn't about to buy it on Amazon or anything like that. To have it on Prime or nothing like that. They started to show it on cable, and they upgraded, pitch quality. But I hadn't seen this movie in maybe 10, 12 years. And watching it over the last month or so really helped me get a new appreciation of Sylvester Stallone as an actor. Because that end scene, that emotional end, that end sequence with him and Troutman, hey, dude, Sylvester was giving you some really top shelf acting there. Hey, people give him a hard time. It really was.
They do.
People give him a hard time.
He gets a bum rap, though, because he's a better actor than people think.
Exactly.
Dude, I loved him in Copland. That scene in First Blood. Hey, Rocky, of course. He should have won something for Rocky. The way he portrayed Rocky Balboa in his lowest moments. That scene where he's yelling at Mick for trying to come and train me now after I've wasted my last 10 years. You know what I mean?
Man, that's emotional.
Yeah. It's very emotional because I've been, you go through that. You're a broken person, and you got this opportunity you're not even ready for. You don't even know what you can do, and here somebody comes trying to fake pick you up off the ground because their own success and failure is tied into you. It was a lot. It's very emotional. He deserves to say all of that.
It saves the franchise by doing that kind of take to Rocky Balboa.
To Balboa.
You could have skipped, okay, maybe not 2 and 3, just because I like them because we were kids.
Mhm.
But you really could just do 1 and then 6, Rocky Balboa, and then do all the creeds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you really could just
Yeah.
do that because of the emotion.
Hey, 5 never happened.
We don't, what?
No, 5 sucks. Rocky Balboa.
5 is like Godfather 3. We don't do that. We don't even mention that. It's just like Coming to America 2.
Godfather 3 gets trashed and dragged through the mud like this terrible movie, but it's really not. It's just not as good as the first 2.
Really quick. Did anybody watch Ford Coppola's cut of Godfather 3?
No.
Recently.
No.
It's supposed to be much better than what we got, the theatrical.
Well, here's the thing. It came out, and I didn't hear anything about it.
A whisper.
From anyone that wanted to see it. So I'm pretty sure they didn't want the embarrassment of mentioning it because it still sucked. Unlike the movie we'll probably watch soon where everybody's celebrating. Never mind. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So that's your list. I'm sorry.
All right, Gunner, let's get to your list.
More than accurate.
Let's keep it rolling. Gunner, what's your list?
Sorry. Okay, so comfort movies, man. Pursuit of Happiness, Will Smith, his kid, something about that, man. Because, for a while it was just me and my dad, you know what I mean, all that stuff. And then, I don't know, man, all that stuff that went down. I'm not saying we did that. We had to deal with any of that. I lived in the burbs. But at the same time, you know what I mean, not everything's easy. It just reminded me, like, yo, no matter what, my pops, we come through. And then, like, when he gets it at the end, look, I'm a 40-something-year-old man now, right? Like, we've been through some stuff. And so we've been through those kind of, like, hard-fought victories, right? Where life is just throwing literally everything it can at you. And then you're just like, man, the way Will Smith portrayed at the end where he gets the job or whatever, and he just goes through emotional on his face. I think he was nominated for something for that, so that's fine. And then he goes through the crowd and claps, man. That's one of my favorite GIFs, let alone the favorite scenes, right? So, okay, so that's one. Interstellar, just because I love causality loops and that kind of like, Einstein-Rosen bridge type stuff. And then the way that was so accurate about like the spin of how gravity works on a space station where the shit has to actually spin. Like somebody actually thought of that finally. Yay. This is an odd one in here. Jackie Brown. I don't know. It's not my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie, and I don't even know what it is. But I really like that movie because it was this weird. There's some down to earth moments, and then there's some like, okay, this is a Quentin Tarantino movie. You know what I mean? But there were some really like down to earth moments. The cast was such a mixed bag and such a mixed bag of personalities, and I felt like if there was some dialogue, obviously Reservoir Dogs is the best dialogue movie he ever did because it was two rooms, right? But, no scenery, just 2 rooms. But Jackie Brown, the way every character was written seemed to be accurate to the way they just looked. And it was just like, okay, it was really good. So I don't know, I take comfort in just that kind of movie for some reason. And the last but not least, honorable mention Love Jones, just because I like it. I can turn it on and do anything, work, play, cook, whatever. But my real last movie, which probably should be number 2 at least, is Defending Your Life. We mentioned it last week, and I was like, oh, that's on my list for another thing. This is the list. I love that movie. I don't know what it is. It's just a great comedy. It's a great take on afterlife. You know what I mean? The way they pulled it off is such an underrated movie, man. I love that movie. That's it.
All right, Jace, what you got?
All right, Gunner, I'm gonna say this. Defending Your Life should never be on anybody's underrated list. That movie is great.
Movie's so good.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start with the easy ones on my list. First one, Superman 2. It's just, yeah. I mean, it's like, that is my favorite Superman movie. Like, it's the lines, and that's what we talked about a couple shows ago, where we saw the perfect ABC version. If I could ever get that, I would spend some obscene amount of money to get that version on Blu-ray or whatever the next thing they come out with. Next one is, I think everybody has seen this on TBS and TNT for the last 2 months, and I'm sure if you turn to it, you just keep watching it. It's The Winter Soldier. It's just like, I could turn this off, but really, why? Yeah, that's again, as I say, that is still my favorite Marvel movie. I love Endgame, but that is probably just everything that goes on in that movie is just awesome. The next one is Princess Bride. That was like kind of one of my favorite movies as a kid. It's like basically how the grandfather says, like, it's got everything in there. You got dragons, you got death, you got romance. It's awesome. And I would watch this if you put it on any day of the week. I would watch that. I would sit and watch that movie. Very much like Hunter said, whatever. I'm good to watch that movie. And my last one is my favorite Star Wars movie, Revenge of the Sith. It doesn't have it has some bad moments. You got to go through the bad, but then you get to that end, like there's some hope, and it's like you get the best lightsaber. I mean, you get some of the best lightsaber duels all of Star Wars, and the emotion, the soundtrack's great. I literally listen to the soundtrack when I just have nothing else to do and want to hear something great. Yeah, so that's my list.
Not from a Jedi.
I mean,
all right.
Everything I want in that movie.
That scene right there was just like gold. You're like, God damn.
Ends perfect. All right, my list, of course, Empire Strikes Back. No shocker to anyone who's ever heard me talk about Star Wars. Coming to America, T.O. Let's see, Flash Gordon, just because it's fun and it doesn't take any remote part of itself serious, and it's just, yes, great. Last one, Fast and Furious 6. They have a tank. I mean, come on, motorcycles versus tanks. It's just crazy. Everybody's still rocking. Vin Diesel are still on the same page. They're not like, I don't want to shoot a scene with this dude anymore. Han's still there. Everybody's there. Paul Walker still, literally still with us. And everybody's just synced up with their characters perfect at this point. It's the pinnacle of the series for me. And there have been other good films after that, but that is the high point of the franchise to me. All right. I've delayed it no longer. It's time. I went in, I took my big bat, and I walloped coming to number 2, America, and left it to a bad, broken pulp. Now, I'm not quite sure if you guys felt the same way as I did, but I'd like to put it up on the floor now for you guys to discuss your thoughts on Coming to America. So with that, I am putting the bloody carcass in the middle of the ring. Who wants to go first? Jace, would you like to have at it?
I'll take the first crack at this because I know Gunnar and Javon are going to kill this thing. Okay. This movie is not funny. I mean, just to put it very mildly, this movie is complete and utter trash. For every joke that you remember and enjoyed for Coming to America, go the exact opposite way on this movie. Hey, would you like to remember this joke? Hey, we even decided to bring Coming to America, the song back, and have it replayed. Remember that? That was awesome.
By John Legend.
Yeah. It's like Terry Street Derby. Nah, man, we got John Legends Coming to America. It's like
the only black singer anymore.
I mean, okay. So then I'm trying to figure out how not to get every point of horrible that this movie is. We had way too much Tracy Morgan and Leslie Jones. The guy who was the son of Akeem. They didn't give him anything to work with. Because if you say Coming to America 2 was a romantic comedy, which is probably what they were going for, because this is not a comedy movie like Boomerang, any of the actual funny Eddie Murphy movies. This is a trying to go in a PG-13, everything's so safe. Let's make sure we play nice for everybody. It was like, hey, let's have this new guy do this, and he's 30 years old in New York, and magically he's pimp walking. Like, I'm pretty sure nobody's pimp walking in New York. Like, that's just so ridiculous. But yet, he definitely knows that. It's like, he's 30 years old, And I've never met my daddy. Now I'm trying to make something to myself, but man, they put a mint on me. I ain't trying to do jack crap now. Woohoo! Oh gosh, I'm sorry because I've literally talked to like people. I'm like, I've seen so many people online trying to justify like, hey, it's great. Oh, it's this. Like, no, you really are trying to hit the point of it's bad. You were so desperate to say it's good, but then when you watch it the second time, you're like, yeah, this movie's trash. Like, the jokes aren't funny. This where the first movie tried to go with like, hey, we're like Wakanda, the first version, like Wakanda, this is how it should be. No, this one now we're playing Chase the Lion. Let's have a witch doctor. Yeah, that's super fun. It was just like everything that made the first one good is exact opposite of what they did in this movie, and it's just like I am offended that you guys decided to make this movie. You guys could have come up with any bad romantic comedy idea you had, but you decided to stop one of our beloved movies that is literally has jokes upon jokes upon jokes. And I got maybe 2 chuckles of actually new jokes. And it was mostly like, okay, that was slightly funny. But most of this movie, I literally I was texting these guys like, I'm going to jump over my balcony if I have to sit another 5 minutes to watch this daggone movie. And I literally was like, I love all y'all and I appreciate y'all for watching or listening to Lyle's Movie Files podcast. But I'm like, I really don't think I like y'all enough to keep watching this movie. And I would like to be like Chief and not watch the movie so I don't come on the show and say like how bad this movie is.
Take a deep breath, bro. Take a deep breath.
I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed to drink right now. So yeah, so I have to pass this to one of my other compatriots who will eviscerate this completely.
Gunner, I know you got a lot of thoughts. Why don't you go for it?
There's a line between, and I've told you guys this, there's a line between good comedy with an all-black cast and coonery. I don't know if it's super thin, and Hollywood maybe it's not. But honestly, there's no example of how something could cross that line than the line between Coming to America, the first one, and Coming to America, this crap. Oh my gosh. Like, Jason mentioned the 2 main things. I have a list of bad and I have a list of good, if you believe it or not. But obviously the bad outweighs the good. I mean, good Lord, this turd. So that's okay. Like the witch doctor and the Tarzan chasing lions trope, or black people getting chased by lions trope that's in every movie about Africa, I should say, quote. That kind of stuff made Eric LaSalle's character and his assumptions the bad guy. And they fought hard to make sure that happened in the first one. Here, they leaned right into it and somehow managed to have the main character being chased by a lion. And so because of some weird ceremony tradition that was not in the first movie, that made sure that it was avoided in the first movie. It was avoided in the first movie, for sure. And then that weird circumcision ceremony, it was stupid as hell, which was a meta joke in a way. But it still put it in there, you know what I mean? Leslie Jones is just on the list as just Leslie Jones. I won't read off the entire list because it's there. I mean, but you had the predictable jokes, obviously. You had the 2 extra long flashbacks. It was really annoying. I will say that there were things that I did like. The costumes were great. And the Trevor Noah cameo. Every other cameo was forced and in a sequence of too many, like at the same time. I was like, okay, guys, you guys are really trying to make a bad movie here because we're forcing this movie. It was pretty annoying. The whole thing was rushed. It was poorly written. So overall, I mean, and very predictable. And I have to go back to the tropes that were avoided in the first movie that are just leaned right in like a Tyler Perry movie. And this was a well-dressed Tyler Perry movie. You had the buffoonery. You had Leslie Jones doing the best Leslie Jones. And then they dialed her back. I think if you can pinpoint something that was really good about this movie was the Cleo McDowell speech to Eddie at the end. That was a good scene. And oh my goodness, the Arsenio Hall, Tracy Morgan playing off each other. That kind of, I was like, okay, we needed more of that, because I could see them play off each other. That was really like one of those things that I could pinpoint as a good thing. When we see the fight scene with the daughters, and I can only say the daughters because they developed
Dora
none of those characters.
Come on.
Thanks. They developed none of those characters whatsoever at all. Anybody that's posting these diatribes that say, "Oh, if you didn't like the movie, you wanted violence," or I remember. I don't know if you saw that on Facebook, guys, but there was one that said they wanted to see him leave his dad or the dad do this. No, basically, I mean, I just put a bracket, insert John Singleton movie trope, gangster movie trope. You just wanted to see that. I'm like, no, I didn't want to see a gangster movie trope, and no, I didn't want to see Tarzan. Old Tarzan show tropes that they threw us in, by the way, in replace of John Singleton tropes. I just wanted a sequel to Coming to America. Like, why was that so hard to add? No, I didn't want any of these tropes. But for anybody to say that, obviously did not watch this movie or even understand how tropes work. It's disgusting to me how they can make this sequel so more buffoonish than before.
One of the things that stood out the most to me, one of the biggest differences in watching the first one to the second one, was as a young kid and even as a grown man watching the fictional nation of Zamunda. And aside from the opening, the hilarity that ensued with the bathers, etc., the way Zamunda was portrayed was a very regal, distinguished nation and distinguished people, proud people, not buffoons, not buffoonery or silliness for the sake of trying to extract comedy from that. Watching the portrayal of these folks, and this is a moon in society. This is a movie. It was the total opposite of that. Aside from fantastic costumes, everybody was pretty much a dunce. I'm just looking at everything. It was silly. It was silly for no good reason.
And James Earl Jones, his character, like, what the hell was that?
What was that?
That was Tyler Perry writing for a good actor, and that's exactly what happened.
It was incredibly pointless. It was no, what it was actually was lazy, and I had said this while watching that movie, and I even went back a second time to watch.
Same difference.
It was the same thing. It was just lazy. It was lazy. And look, I know it's a daunting task to try to remake a classic like Coming to America. It was a classic for more reasons than it was funny. It was that movie holds a special place in black culture, in black America. Look, you can quote that movie up and down. Everybody has seen this movie. Anybody I know, white, black, red, green, you've seen this movie. It holds a special
rap
place.
Lyrics. It's in rap lyrics from the early 80s to right now. Right?
It definitely holds a place. So when you do this to a movie like this that means so much to the people who've grown up on this movie, it's been such a big part of our lives, even still today. It came out 33 years ago. It still means so much. It's still in heavy rotation. You can't run away from it. It's ubiquitous at this point. For them to do it the disservice that they've done it is an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment. And anybody who's defending it, it's your prerogative. It's your right to like terrible shit. I'm not judging you for that. It's your right. Hey, I like Battlefield Earth. Whatever, I like bad things too.
I think you win, Javon.
But the thing is, I
Yeah.
can't
Wow.
defend what I saw. I can't defend it. Because here's the thing, it wasn't an attempt to make a real solid sequel. It was more or less a cash grab. You would have thought, put it to you this way, I would have harsher criticism. I can't even get into all of it. The Rick Ross cameo, John Legend singing, the system actually sang, "Oh, can you see I'm." Hey, was Mick Murphy and my man busy? No, they trucked in John Legend. And I'm never a John Legend fan because he's a loud singer. Can you see? Don't forget to tip your waitresses, folks. Thank you. Coming to America. Hey, shut up. I'm not a John Legend fan, but that's aside from that. We didn't need this. We didn't need Gladys Knight. We didn't need any of that. How about make a movie, give us jokes, give us something to laugh at. We don't need Tiana Taylor. We didn't need Rick Ross's cameo. What was that even for? We didn't need any of it.
And Rick Ross, at least, they filmed it at his house, so, hey, I understand he wants to, hey, can I get in the movie?
Hey, why not?
I was about to say the same thing.
Hey, why not? Why not? I did that.
My house.
Fun fact. Hey, fun fact. I didn't know that. But the thing is, did it add anything to it? No.
Not a one little teeny bit. But then did any other cameo?
No other cameo added anything to this movie. Just even the throwbacks to the first movie, having Peaches come out, the two.
Yeah, it was terrible. That was terrible. It was so bad.
That was like, oh my God, in this freaking movie. I wanted to like throw stuff at the screen.
Gosh. Like,
take this dog out back and shoot it.
Vanessa Calloway's literally like, hey, she's been barking like a dog for 30 years. Like, are you insane? Like,
okay. That would be okay if this rest of this movie was pretty much good. Because I can see that happening in a good movie, right? Like, to me, that's the Jerry curl stain. You know what I mean? That's the Jerry curl stain on the couch.
Yeah.
In a bad Cooney movie, you know, where people are cooning around, tap dancing, that's like, oh, that's just another stereotype. But in a good movie, you see what I'm saying? That little thing right there, thank you. It's like an easy laugh. But then in a group of buffoonish situations, it will piss you off, right? Like, you know what I mean? It's one of those things that can carry in both universes.
If you've got solid laughs throughout, if you've got a solid movie throughout, and you add that's the cherry. That's extra whipped cream. You know what I mean? When you're relying on that, ain't no cherries in this movie. This is a turd Sunday covered with piss.
Right.
Like, there's nothing good about this movie. And I'm saying,
my favorite part.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite part has been reading Facebook and people on social media going, I don't know what y'all were expecting, but I laughed. I enjoyed it.
Why?
I think y'all just wanted the same movie from 30 years ago, and to me, it was a good nostalgia trip. It was good seeing everybody. Yeah. I'm just like, what's similar between this movie and the original outside of the characters?
Well, you know, Jeff, that brings me to the last things I'm gonna say about this, right? The people who are staunchly defending are more than entitled to that because, hey, you liked it for whatever reasons. But the thing is, I think if you really examine why you like this movie, it's gonna have nothing to do with the fact that it was actually funny. It's because, like, for example, when you see Dave Chappelle now, you know you're supposed to laugh, but he's not really saying that much that's funny. It's like when you're watching this movie, you know you're supposed to laugh because it's Eddie, it's Arsenio, it's coming to America, but it's not really funny. You're laughing because you want to laugh, you want to be entertained, and also I think we've been so force-fed garbage that we don't know what good food tastes like. What was the last great comedy you've seen?
And there's that, but then it's been a long time. It's been a long time. Yeah. I mean, The Hangover, but then are we talking about comedies in general, or are we talking about all black cast comedies that are not made by you-know-whom?
Hey, take your pick. Take your pick.
Right? I can't think of one. Off the top of my head.
Black comedy?
I'm sure there was.
You can't say anything with Kevin Hart. These are just movies. They're just movies.
No, because he got Yeah, I mean, there's usually not an all-black cast. You know what I mean? Like, there's always something.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? The last thing I'm gonna say about that, you can't think of one. You can't. The last thing I'm gonna say about that is, with these movies, they're so lazily done because we don't ask for more. We don't demand more of it. We don't demand more.
But look what happens when we demand more.
Yeah,
like everybody kind of harps on us, like, oh, why would you demand more? You just want to tear down black people. I'm like,
no. I expect better. Because we do better. We've done better.
Because we are doing better. There are so many other directors out there that are kicking ass, and not just in the comedy genre. So one thing is, I think I was going to piggyback off of
great
yours.
black comedy.
Yeah.
Black Dynamite.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Black Dynamite came out in 2009.
Oh, My Name is Dolomite.
It's not great. I think I'm agreeing with y'all from last week. Like we all said, you watched it once, you haven't watched it again. Like, if you go, like, great means almost kind of, if it's on TV, because it's always on TV, you'll watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say like Chris Rock.
I'm sorry, James. Go ahead.
I was gonna say like, Chris Rock was like top 5. I'm like, that's a good movie. I own it on my collection, but is it great? Probably not.
Mm-hmm. Hey, as I've said to anybody, if you watch this movie and you like it so much, give me a scene verbatim. Give it to me right now. Give it to me. Hey, I can sing. Thank you,
dude. I caught somebody on that joint too, just like that.
Just like that. Hey, as I said, another thing I said, Gunner. Hey, you know how bad this movie was? You know what the best part of the movie actually is? The closing, when John Legend is actually singing something from the first movie. She's Your Queen to Be. This movie relied too heavily on how good its predecessor was. That's a bad thing.
And that's a bad sequel in general, right? So, yeah. I think, I got somebody with some crap. She was like, yeah, and there's a feminist element because, they get to let her do whatever. I'm like, let her. That's number one, let her. Exactly. I've heard it.
Well, please, let me know about how great that was. Like,
what was his daughter's 3 ninjas scene at the end? What?
The 3 ninja scene? I don't know. But I got her with 2 things. I was like, number 1, let her. Okay, cool. And number 2, name one of their names. Just one.
Eddie Murphy.
One of their daughter's names. And they could not name the name because nobody can, because they didn't really do it. They did it once. Thank you. So, please, turd fest. But you know what it is? To piggyback off of what you said real quick, sorry.
This time, fellas, I'd like to hear from you. Let's shake things up, because I feel like there's several candidates this week. Who are your nominees for Dummies of the Week? Jace, let's start off with you.
See, this one's kind of easy. A little, you're probably not expecting us to go on this one. But my Dummy of the Week is Mr. Piers Morgan for finally getting called out for all the crap he says about Meghan Markle. And it's literally his man on the show's like, dude, you keep talking about her because she just carried you. Like, you weren't worthy to talk to her. And now you've been bashing her for the last 4 years. And then Pierce is like, I'm not going to stand for this on my own show. No. It's like, and you watch the video and he's like, dude, that's the browbeating you got to make you walk off the show. You really must have loved that girl and don't want to see the fact that she's a princess and you just a regular dude, on some Good Morning American show. Good Morning Britain show. It's like, dude, you're so sadly in love with her. It's pathetic. Move on. I'm sure your wife is like, seriously? I hope you care about me this much when you divorce me. But I need you to go far, far away. And now that you've gotten your complaints and now, cheerio, I'm going to go to my own hovel and think about why I love Meghan so much and why she should return my calls again. That is why Mr. Piers Morgan, for not being able to get over Meghan Markle finally, is my Dummy of the Week.
I love that the co-host was just like, that's absolutely diabolical. That was so great. I just gonna have to randomly start calling things diabolical.
Hey, I love. Hey, when you can throw you rarely get a chance. I'm like, what's her name, Ellie Driver. You rarely get a chance to use that.
Yeah, dude. And then he quit the show. It's like, man, what a temper tantrum.
Oh,
I don't like this. 41,000 people wrote in.
If you heard,
that was crazy.
If you hear the stuff he's been like, if there's ever like a documentary like on Fox or somebody that they need, hey, we need somebody bad to talk about Megan Pierce. I'm here. Please let me go. Let me say something. I've got. She's ghosted half our family and me too. And it's like she doesn't.
Your English accent is terrible, by the way, bro.
Oh, thank you. I actually wanted to be terrible.
Your English accent is diabolical.
Hello, Governor.
For everyone who are UK fans, I do apologize for that. But yeah.
We're American.
All right, Gunner.
We don't know anything.
Right. Gunner, who's your nominee?
And okay, there was somebody that sold the hell out of this movie coming to America. We're just gonna call it C2A, and you can put your own derogatory terms as the acronym there. But yeah, we're gonna call it C2A. And whoever sold C2A to Amazon Prime is not the dummy of the week, but the sales genius of the week to sell this turd to Amazon so desperately needing viewers that they'll give you the buffoonish stuff because they know some black viewers will follow the buffoonish crap. So the genius of the week, and probably whatever that was last year, is the salesperson that sold this crap to Amazon Prime. And the dummy of the week is the person who thought this was the only black person in the room. How about that? That's the dummy of the week. The end.
All right, my nominee is everyone who conspired to get Pepe Le Pew canceled. I have so many great issues with it because he embodies and encourages rape culture. And when we start ignoring very real examples, i.e., one failed casino owner / failed president, current Florida resident, to go after a cartoon character and decide to cancel him instead, that's stupid. And everybody up in arms like, yes, Pepe Le Pew damaged me in my childhood, and I have all kinds of issues with this. Let's cancel him. He's canceled.
Name one scene. Name one line of Pepe Le Pew that really got you, just really messed you up. Please tell me one. Because I'm pretty sure every time... No, every time Pepe Le Pew does something stupid, you know what happens? He gets smacked in his face. Yes, there is consequence for being this stupid, people. That's the actual lesson of Pepe Le Pew that you guys somehow forget when you just...
It's really stupid.
My challenge for you is you are going to give me things that you want to see canceled that have damaged you as an adult from childhood. Nothing you really like because, who knows, they may actually try to cancel it. But things maybe like Kylo Ren for his anger management issues have made me really think that he needs to be canceled, and for the way he doesn't wear a shirt and is harassing poor Rey even in her dreams.
Look, Jeff, I want to give my dummy, but I got somebody I want to cancel right now. That nigga singing in that Popeye's chicken commercial. Ooh, wow. Baby, give me chicken. I want to cancel him. You know why? Because they just introduced a fish sandwich with a white lady as the representative, and she ain't had to sing shit. She just talked about a fish sandwich like a person. That's garbage.
All right, fellas. Well, thank you as always. This has been quite the fun show. And don't forget to bring up your canceled folks for next episode. We're closing in on episode 200. We got something big for you guys planned, so stay tuned. But for now, thank y'all for rolling. Thank y'all out there for listening. This episode of Lyle's Movie Files has been filed.